And Kevin?
Hello everyone, my name is Monica, as you all know, and I'm here to give a persuasive essay, and the topic is female genital mutilation and why it needs to stop. First off, there is graphic content, so anyone who is queasy, I'm sorry. Okay. Female genital mutilation is also known as female circumcision or female cutting, and just hearing them three words in the same sentence, it just makes me shudder. Now, for those of you who don't really know what female genital mutilation is, it's procedures that intentionally alter or injure female genital organs for non-therapeutic purposes and with no health benefits at all. And that's a quote from Richard Griffith, lecturer in health law. And there are 4 different types of female genital mutilation. It's also known as FGM, which I'm going to refer to that too as a lot, so I don't have to say the whole entire word. But the 4 different types, they include, the first one is called the clitoridectomy, and that's where they either partially or totally remove the whole clitoris. The second one is an excision, and it's where they partially or totally remove the clitoris and the labia minora, which is like the top part of the vagina, like the top labia part. The third one is called infibulation, and it's a combination of cutting off the clitoris, cutting the labia minora and the majora, which is the whole thing, and it sews it all the way together from the top to the bottom except for where the vaginal opening is. There's just enough room for that. And then there are others and other types of procedures, and the ones that don't fall into these 3 categories, they consist of pricking, piercing, incising, scraping, and cauterizing the genital area. Alright, and I wanted to give you guys kind of like a little picture of what it actually is. So the first diagram, all these diagrams on this side are regular female vaginas. So in the first diagram, it's showing the clitoridectomy, which is where it removes the clit right here, so it ends up looking like this later after it's healed. The second one is the excision, where it removes the clitoris and the labia minora, which is, like I said, the top part right here. And it looks like this afterwards. They kind of like sew it close or fuses together. And then the third one is the infibulation, which it removes the clit, the clitoris, the labia minora, and the labia majora, which is the whole thing. And it sews it all the way down, so like I said, there's just a vaginal opening right there. Okay. These are different tools used for the female genital mutilation procedures. As you can see, I mean, there's pictures of it's broken glass, razors, scissors, rusty blades and knives. Just, obviously it's not sanitary, and these are not the proper surgical tools to be using on anybody for any type of, for reasons, especially surgical reasons. It's very dirty and just not good at all. Okay. Where is female genital mutilation commonly practiced? And it is commonly found prominently in Africa, but it's also found in some countries in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Okay. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why would people do this? Why, you probably just don't understand. And most of it is like cultural and religious beliefs, but I have the main reasons of why they feel that it should be done. The first is control over a woman's sexuality, which is because in those different cultures, virginity is like a prerequisite, and FGM is kind of like, it makes it so that they're definite. It makes it so they don't want to have sex. So it kind of like ensures their virginity, and it also reduces their sexual desire, and it lessens temptations to have extramarital sex. So like I said, it kind of it saves your virginity for your husband. Hygiene. They feel that women that do not have FGM, they feel that they're unsightly and dirty, and even in some countries, women that do not have this surgery, they're not allowed to touch food or water or any kinds of things like that because everyone thinks that they're dirty. Gender-based factors is also another reason. It's deemed necessary in order for a girl to be considered complete, kind of like her passage into womanhood. The marks of the divergence of the sexes in terms of their future roles in life and marriage, and the removal of the clitoris and the labia. In some cultures, they feel like those are male parts, and they shouldn't be on a female's body, so that's why they remove them. And it enhances the female's femininity. And it's kind of like a synonym with their obedience and docility as being, a wife. Cultural identity. In certain communities where mutilation is carried out as part of the initiation into adulthood, FGM defines who belongs to the community. In such communities, a girl cannot be considered an adult in FGM practicing societies unless she has undergone female genital mutilation. Religion. FGM it predates Islam, and it's not practiced by the majority of Muslims, but it has acquired a religious dimension where it is practiced by Muslims. Religion is frequently cited as a reason. Many of those who oppose mutilation deny there's any link between the practice and religion, but Islamic leaders are not unanimous on the subject. Although predominant among Muslims, FGM also occurs among Christians and Jews. And if you see, I have this picture up here, and it says it's a woman. It says only whores need a clitoris because they feel they have it such in women's head in these cultures that if you have like all your parts that you were born with, then you're more susceptible to wanting to have sex and premarital sex, and they consider you to be promiscuous and dirty and a whore. So that's why I have the picture there. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So imagine having to be a little girl and having to go through such traumatic experience as this. In my articles, one of the studies in ethnicity and health, it said that female genital mutilation is usually carried out before a girl has reached puberty, and the ages differ widely from regions, but it can be all the way from as soon as the child is born, as you can see in these pictures, there are babies in these pictures, and all the way to a woman being circumcised right before she's married. And according to the estimates, at this very moment in time, there's about 140 million women and girls worldwide who have undergone this type of surgery. And in Africa, 3 million girls are at risk annually of being circumcised, which comes down to about 6,000 to 8,000 girls a day. 6,000 to 8,000 girls a day that has to go through this traumatizing experience with. They're not in hospitals. We already saw the tools. They're dirty, and it's just not done properly. It's horrible. There are a lot of studies that talks about the physical damages of female genital mutilation. Not a lot of women who have undergone it are even aware of these effects that they have, because it's not something that they really talk about. It's kind of just, in the house, talking to a spouse or loved one about it. It's not something you talk about in public. For the physical damages of female genital mutilation, we have short term, and that is during and after, and after the procedure. They can have traumatic bleeding and infection. They're also susceptible to gangrene, septicemia, and tetanus. They have damage to adjacent organs, incomplete healing, and necrotizing fasciitis, which is it's an infection that kind of just keeps causing more and more infections in your body. You just really can't ever get better. You're always going to be sick. The long-term damages, genital scarring, menstrual difficulties, urinary symptoms, keloid formation. They're at increased risk for STDs, chronic infections and chronic pain, and also tons of obstacle complications as far as delivering the baby, even just holding, having the baby in the uterus. Just it's very traumatic and very hard for them to go through. There's also psychological damages that are caused by female genital mutilation, but unfortunately there aren't really that many studies that can actually determine how many of them there are. So this is just like a short list of some of them, but since there's not, too much studies done on it, it's hard to get like really conclusive evidence. But the psychological damages include depression and anxiety, sleeplessness, memory loss. They can lose weight or have extreme weight loss, loss of appetite, panic attacks, reoccurring nightmares, low self-esteem, and also post-traumatic stress disorder.
Duh.
Okay, damages of sexual function. That's obviously something that's going to be an occurrence of someone that has to go through female genital mutilation. A particular study showed results that women who had been subjected to FGM were 52% more likely to report dysphoria, more than twice as likely to report the absence of sexual desire, and a third of recipients reported reduced sexual satisfaction. And also painful intercourse is also very common, which is obvious why. And it also has a negative impact on relationships between spouses, because if you can't enjoy sexual innuendos with your spouse, it's gonna affect you guys negatively. It's a part of life. Okay. Obviously, we all know by seeing what I've shown you here that this is something that is disgusting and it needs to be stopped. I read an article from the World Health Organization, and they had to say that female genital mutilation is recognized internationally as a violation of human rights of girls and women. It reflects deep-rooted inequality between the sexes, and it constitutes an extreme form of discrimination against women. It is nearly always carried out on minors and is a violation of the rights of children. The practice also violates a person's rights to health, security, and physical integrity. The right to be free from torture and cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment, and the right to life when the procedure results in death, where everybody is equal to all of those rights, whether you're male, female, child, adult, it doesn't matter. We're all equal, and we all deserve to live our life equally and not have to go through these tortures that all these poor females had to go through. It's horrible. But it's just I don't know. It's just crazy. But that's the end of my speech. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Is it only in those countries that this is going on? Is it branching over into any other area?
It's here that nobody don't want to say about it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people talk about it. It's illegal in a lot of places, but there's still countries that it's not illegal in. Sometimes they even take the females over to the other countries when they're born just so they can perform that on them, just because they want it. That's their religion. they feel it's their child's rites of passage, but they've just had that fed into their heads
So
their whole entire life.
It's like a dominance.
Yeah.
They do it for
So
dom.
who
you know.
actually makes the decision that if I had a child, who would say, okay, this has to be done?
You make your you
The
make the
parent has to do it?
decision. Yeah, the parent makes the decision. But as I was reading through articles and stuff, they have a lot of like the elders in the community and their family put a lot of pressure on them to do that because that's the way that they were brought up, and they feel like that's the right way and that's the way that it should be done.
So how are they going to stop this?
I mean, they try to have laws, but they had a law in 1985, but there was a loophole in it. And it was because it said girls, so they took the loophole as girls and were taking them as babies because they're considered babies, not girls, like technically.
Wow.
But they do keep trying to make laws where there's no loopholes, but where it's still legal in some countries. So, you know, until everyone gets on the same page.
So we don't even know if it goes on over here. If those people move over here, they could be doing it here and nobody really knows about it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
definitely.
we got machines over here.
And it's definitely kept, like, it's a secret because they know that it's illegal in a lot of places, so it's something that is definitely a secret.
Amazing, amazing. Very good speech, Monica.
Any
Very
other
informative.
questions?
I think that was, I'm 71 years old, I never even knew about this. So this was very informative.
I never
heard
knew
about it a
about
long
this
time
either.
ago,
I've
but you don't
never
give it thought.
heard about it. Never knew
wow.
about it, and it's like it was now
Very-
it's like
very
you were
informational.
very informed.
Informational? No, what word do I want? Informative?
Informative, yeah.
I need to be persuasive, though. This is a persuasive.
Persuasive,
essay, so
right.
use persuasive.
I think it was great. Greatly,
I'm persuaded that they need to stop this.
Me too.
Yeah.
This is
greatly
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Greatly done.
Just stop
You
it.
did a great
just
job
like
with it.
stopping
Yeah, and that's
birth
just lightly touching upon it, because like I said, there's not like a lot of, they don't have a lot of studies on it because it is so secretive. And so, and a lot of people, I was reading information, and they did like studies on females who said that they did have FGM, and they lied about it. Like they really had no signs of it, but they lied to be like, you know, in their cultural norm to be accepted by their community. And then there was a lot of females
They
who
didn't
said
get it cut
they
off?
didn't have it. Yeah, they didn't have it cut off. And they lied and said that they did because that's what's normal. If you don't have that in those regions, you're not considered normal. You're considered dirty and unclean, and you can't even touch water and food.
Anyway,
I'm listening to
Oh.
what you have to say.
I think it's amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing.
All right, you want to come up here and do the critique session thing? Well, I'll just stand up here and say the critique.
I can't. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Oh my God. I'm back on camera. Okay.
You're a star.
I found this very, very informative. Anybody?
I
have anything
did.
to say?
I
Anything
found
to
it
ask?
informative.
Any
It's
criticism?
it's something I never knew about, never had heard
How she
about
did.
before.
Yeah, as far as my speech goes.
I
Like,
thought
you
your
did a wonderful
speech
job.
Her
was-
speech, you kept a lot of,
really?
you had a lot of eye
voice
contact
said it,
with us.
It was
Yeah.
much better than the last
You did.
one.
Yes.
You had a lot of eye contact.
A lot of no hesitation in your voice. More of it was
better.
done through memory and
Yes.
nice smile. Just you
The
did
last one you
much
read,
better
The
job.
last one you read, this one is vast improvement.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
the last
Thank
one
you,
was
I
a word
appreciate
by
it.
word, more of a word
'Cause
by
I forgot
word.
a lot of stuff, and
You
I
know,
was
even
like,
reading it from here, we actually were able to follow with her, and
Yeah,
I think that helped us, get through it.
Yeah,
it
'cause
gave you
with-
more
Because
of
we
an
weren't really
opportunity.
watching you, we're
Yeah.
watching and reading, and you kind of get a little more information on you
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, you
Agreed?
had a lot more contact with everybody.
Hey,
A
Great
lot
job.
more
Great job,
contact.
Monica.
Oh, stop! I mean,
Thank
it's
you everybody
so
for this. I
much
think you did a great
different.
job.
thank you guys.
Yay.
And the topics get great, so I'll be here for the next one.
All right, sweet. I don't know what it is
Yeah,
yet,
isn't
but.
it?